In my introductory speech, I'm going to be talking about the water crisis in Flint, Michigan. We all need water to live. In the 21st century, every household in the United States expects to have clean running water. Many of our towns and cities are having difficulty accessing this basic need. An article on alternate.org said that the human right to water and sanitation entitles everyone to water and sanitation that is available, accessible, affordable, acceptable, and safe without discrimination. Finding clean fresh water in some places, it has become a daily chore. In our great country, the residents of Flint, Michigan were forced to abandon their home's plumbing system in order to obtain fresh water. These people have been struggling with water issues for a very long time. Let me tell you a little bit about Flint, Michigan, for those who are not familiar with this small place. Flint has been given a terrible nickname for their terrible problem, really. This small town is located about 60 miles from Detroit. Some call it the Rust Belt. It makes total sense. With just about 100,000 residents, 41% live at or under poverty line, and Flint has 57% African Americans, only 5% Latinos. Let me take you back to 2014 when the crisis actually started. The Washington Post back then reported that in order to save money, the city had switched from the water supply from Detroit into the Flint River. This is meant to be a temporary fix, right? They only had that whole saving money in mind. But the switch was made as a cost-saving measure for already struggling city. And guess what? Usually budget problems lead to poor decisions. Who is to blame for this tragedy? Well, many activists believe that the situation was mishandled and the fault lies at a local, state, and federal levels of government. However, there were many others who seem to be pointing directly at the back then Governor Rick Snyder. So it is important though to point out that although this is a human error or bad management, back then in 1930s, all the houses were built with lead pipes. So, that is the truth. And this is not only in Flint, but it was across the United States. Perhaps the most important aspect of this situation are the consequences. The community then started to report some serious health problems. The water top in Flint had a bad odor, bad taste, and of course a different color than their next door neighbors, which was Detroit. It was corrosive, contaminated with E. coli, and had ridiculous high levels of lead, which can of course cause many things, but among those was skin rashes, hair loss, vision loss, memory loss, depression, and lifelong health effects. Young children are especially vulnerable to this poisonous water, since they are at risk of suffering learning disabilities and even brain damage. Flint was eventually declared in a state of an emergency by the federal government, and they got actively involved. Up to now, 3 years later, they started remembering 2014, the people of Flint continues to suffer. The battle is real, and in their minds, or their opinion, this was a totally unnecessary injustice that has brought them more challenges to their already difficult lives, living in poverty, of course. Neither the finger pointing or the involvement of the federal government would take away the pain of seeing loved ones suffering with health issues. We all need water to live. Having access to clean, safe water should not be a luxury, but instead a given right. Thank you.